Well, I went to see Dr. Waverly yesterday. She said that I have an excellent chance of having a baby.
A real miracle, huh?
That's what the doctor said.
Or did you just stop taking your birth control pills?
Last time, on the Colbys.
I was telling myself it's a nightmare. I'm marrying Jason, and my husband is here in this church.
Phil always was able to make me doubt myself. Was I too hard on him, too soft? I never knew.
Well, he has been through a lot since the last time you saw him. It has to have changed.
Oh, to God it has. He does seem to have mellowed some. He seems to.
I want to help him.
Help him how?
I've decided to give him some of the stock that Connie gave me.
What?
I've cheated him enough already, and I just felt that it was...
You out of your mind? I can't let you do this.
You can't stop me.
You're just the same, Phil. You're still a liar, still a spoiler. You came back to wreck my wedding, didn't you? You never have wanted me around. I don't want you in my life.
What makes you think I have a problem?
I think the saying goes, it takes one to know one. In my case, it's Sable Colby.
Oh, yes. Well, it would be difficult not to have a problem with Mrs. Colby.
I lost my temper last night. I'm sorry for that.
What made you change your mind?
Same thing made you change yours, you said. Connie. She'd want you here.
Don't do it, Jason. You'll regret it. We'll both regret it.
You can't hurt us.
Alan, where have you been? You seem so distant, Jason.
Go on, I'm sorry. It's just Phil, I guess.
Yes.
I still don't know if it was right to let him stay. I don't trust him.
Trust your instincts.
This is more than instinct.
You know something about him?
Nothing definite. When I do, I'll sure tell you.
He shouldn't be staying at the house.
I can't just throw him out, not till I know for sure.
Please, Jason, make him leave. You're gambling with our happiness.
I'm not worried about us. It's Jeff. He wants to give some of those shares Connie gave him to Phil.
I know Philip better than Connie did, and much better than Jeff does. And I know he loves to tear things apart. Maybe he's just no good.
It's not like you to be that tough. You spoken to him? You seen him?
Last night before you came home.
You didn't mention it.
Well, not worth mentioning it. He seems the same. And I don't want him here.
I know it's hard. Because we cared for him, but he's not the same. He's not there. It's somebody else.
Please make him go, Jason.
Not yet. For Connie.
She's gone. He can't hurt her. He's out to hurt us.
Did he say something to you? Threaten you or anything?
No. It's just a hunch. Please.
Come on, honey. We love each other. We've got each other. Nothing he can do to hurt us.
No. I insist. Lunch. My amends for leaving you the other day.
I thought you had urgent business in New York.
I found I could take care of it in a day. I also found that I couldn't be away from you even that long. Shall we say 1 o'clock, my restaurant?
Sorry, I'm busy for lunch and for dinner and tomorrow, in case you were going to ask.
Well, you're either very hungry or very angry. Is that the game, Savila? Trying to make me jealous?
There's no game. Zach, there's just so much going on. Can't you give me time to catch my breath.
You've had time. Maybe you think I'm a foolish schoolboy in love, that you can tease me as long as you like. That would be very dangerous.
And trying to charm me with threats is also a mistake. Goodbye. Morning, Philip.
Morning, good looking.
Sleep well?
I haven't slept that well since I was home last.
There's a lot of restless nights.
Say that again. It's the magic. This old house has magic. Remember the first time I brought you here to meet the folks?
Yes. I also remember that when they went to bed, you tried to get me into bed.
Yes, but you were a bit too prim and proper.
Frankie wasn't there, was she? I saw you down in the stables with her the night you broke our last date.
You saw?
I heard you together up in the loft.
Couple of kids. Seems like a long time ago.
Does it? No echoes of the past when you look at her. No twinges of the heart when you see her with Jason.
Let's talk about Sable. You never could hide anything from me. You want it back.
I want the old days back. Then don't you? Isn't that why you're here?
Don't get your hopes up, Sable. I wouldn't break up that loving couple for anyone. Not even you. I don't care about Frankie anymore.
Aren't you ever going to let me explain about those pills?
Seems to me they explain themselves.
Well, they don't explain me, Miles. I watched my mother die in childbirth. I have had years of nightmares, years of dread at the idea of even having a baby.
You're very convincing when you tell your sad stories. Which one am I supposed to believe? The one about you being raped? The one about the abortion that left you barren? Or this new one about you being traumatized because you saw your mother die in childbirth?
Miles, everything that I have told you is true. Except that the abortion didn't leave me barren. I made that up because you and your mother were putting so much pressure on me about having a baby. All right, I lied. I was scared. I wasn't lying when I said that I love you. I do. I was just scared.
I want to believe you. Give me one reason why.
Enid found those pills because I threw them away. I stopped taking them. Fallon's baby isn't yours. I saw how that hurt you. So I decided that I would give you a baby. It scares me to death. But I want to do it for you.
I'm running late.
Will I see you for dinner?
Don't count on it, Jenny.
She looks so wonderful today. Another 3 ounces. I'm so proud of her. What a fighter.
She's a Colby.
And a Carrington.
Well, that you can tell by her appetite.
You should have said that back at the hospital. You'd have been so much closer to emergency medical care.
No, I don't think you scare me there. Besides, I think I'll win you back with my little surprise.
Surprise? Where are we going?
is it. What do you think? It's ours.
Ours?
Yeah, well, that is if you like it. You know, I figured that our family was growing by leaps and bounds, so it's time for us to get a place of our own. Come on in, you'll love it. Huh? Well, what do you think? Okay, the kitchen's in there, but we'll start there later. First of all, I want to show you this. Now, come on in here. Okay, now this here is the living room. Nice, huh? And look at this landscaping. Is this beautiful? Big yard for the kids. Speaking of the kids, there's a terrific playroom downstairs. Come on, let me show you this. What do you think of this? Is this nice? Huh? Is this beautiful? Pool? Well, I mean, if you don't like it, we can always move the pool in here. What is it?
It's lovely, but why didn't you discuss it with me first?
Because I wanted to surprise you. Are you mad at me?
No, but how do you think your father's going to feel if we move out now when you've just given some of your shares to Philip?
I owe that to him.
You're still hung up on the idea he's your father. Don't you see what a slap in the face that is to Jason? Now you're going to move out, take his first granddaughter with
honey.
you, and...
I want to live our own lives. I want our own home.
So do I. But can it wait a while? For his sake.
Well, it sounds like you're more concerned about him than you were about me.
This is me, darling. Fallon. I was there with you when you grew up in Denver. I know what you went through. No mother, no father, no family. If you can't remember, I certainly can.
I have a family. I have you, I have a son, and a little girl.
Oh, so now you have your family. It's okay if Jason loses his. He needs you, Jeff. And you need him more than you know. You depend on each other. I've seen that grow this past year. You don't want to kill that, do you?
I know what I'm doing.
Fine. Okay, then you live your life and I'll live mine. I'll wait for you in the car.
Just been upstairs in a nursery. It looks absolutely lovely.
Thank you. We wanted everything to be ready for when the baby comes home.
It's perfect. You always did have very good taste.
Oh, it's Fallon's mostly. She's very talented.
Well, Lauren has a lovely room to grow up in. And let you and Jason get on with your lives. When have you rescheduled?
We haven't set the date yet.
What's stopping you?
The situation is a little complicated.
I mean, Philip? I thought you said he made no difference, or was that being premature?
I was married to the man. It's difficult.
Is it more difficult for you?
For all of us.
Well, I do hope nobody gets hurt. Especially Jason.
What's that supposed to mean?
Jason is a very decent man, a very good man. He likes to believe the best of everyone. It's very easy to hurt a man like that. Too easy.
Ready to go, Uncle Philip?
Yes, I appreciate it. Town's changed so much. I wouldn't know how to get there from here. What do they call it now? Colby Towers, is that it?
We've grown.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Colby, a phone call for you, Mr. Sung.
Thank you. It's a friend of mine from Hong Kong. I won't be a minute. Philip Colby.
You can drop the pretense, Mr. Parker. We tracked you down. We know that you were not in the plane when it crashed. I gather you're not alone. The syndicate wants its... I'd advise you not to refuse.
Buckman.
2 million is pocket change to your new family.
staying at the Jefferson Hotel. Please, don't try to run again. We're watching you.
Thank you.
So, you're a man of secrets.
What's that?
I didn't know you spoke Japanese.
Well, it's Chinese, actually. Picked up in Vietnam, the second language there. You ready?
The end of the week? What's the rush?
It belongs to him. Philip's waited long enough.
Oh, I wish you'd take time to think about this. Now, I'm not trying to pressure you.
I've made up my mind.
I'm only asking you to consider the ramifications. Let's give ourselves some time before we do something like this.
We're not doing anything, I am.
Uncle Philip's waited nearly 30 years for those shares. Another month or so won't matter.
Miles, would you stay out of this? When the papers are ready, I'm signing a third of my shares over to Philip. They're my shares, damn it.
Okay.
It's got into him.
Gotta buy some time so I can make him see what a mistake this is.
That's no problem. I'll call Rawlings. He's handling the transfer for Jeff. Get him to drag his feet a bit.
I don't like that.
It's the only way.
Okay.
Get right on it, Dad.
Sharon, call security. Okay, Harold, what did you turn up?
As you requested, I had the 2 signatures you gave me examined by a graphologist. And your hunch was right. According to the best handwriting expert in the business, Hoyt Parker and Philip Colby are the same person.
Fascinating. You've really taken a quantum leap since I left.
We keep busy. You know, Phil, to find the right spot for you around here, we need to know what it is you do best. What was this export business you were into in Hong Kong?
Chinese jade, objects of art. Just stuff from the mainland.
Chinese antiquities? Isn't that illegal?
I promise you, these did not qualify.
You mean they were fake?
Just good things, beautifully done, but strictly for the tourists. Are you interested in making a deal? Seems to me you have enough knickknacks around here to last you a lifetime.
You said you had a partner.
Yes. Friend of mine. He did the books, which is not my forte. I did the hustling.
Was he Chinese?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mr. Sung, was he your partner?
No. No, Mr. Sung was strictly small-time import, San Francisco.
I thought you said he was from Hong Kong.
Well, actually...
Excuse me, Mr. Colby, your meeting with West German Aerodynamics is in 10 minutes.
No, thank you, Sharon. Will you show my brother around the building and find him an office?
Thank you, Jason.
We'll find something for you to do later. Hustling, you said.
Well, just a figure of speech, Jason. Please.
Do you trust him, Daddy?
Oh, I don't know about used cars. I sure wouldn't buy any antiquities from him.
I wish that were the only thing. He got a phone call just before we left the house. He started speaking Chinese. I guess it didn't occur to him I might understand, so I didn't enlighten him.
How's his grammar?
Better than his finances. It seems someone's leaning on him for money. $2 million, to be precise.
You heard the figure, $2 million?
Exactly the amount Connie had on her when she died.
Get me Jessup at security.
Daddy, what's going on here?
That's what I have to find out. Harold, get me the last known address in Singapore for Hoyt Parker and his bank. No, I'm leaving right away.
Why go after Parker now?
Keep Jeff from making the biggest mistake of his life.
You're telling me if I sell my Colby shares, I'll be taking a loss. Why?
The scare over the attempt on Jason Colby's life has pushed the stock down 5 points. At today's quote, you could lose over $300,000.
I need the full $2 million. I can't take that loss.
You might lose more. If I dump that many shares on the market now, it could depress the price even more. You could lose $350,000.
What the hell am I supposed to do? Sit around and watch it sink?
It won't sink. If you can just sit and wait. Colbys a strong company. It has to come back in the next few months.
The next few months? I need that money now.
There's nothing I can do about that, Mr. Parker.
Please.
Ready for dinner?
Well, tell me. Wouldn't want to disappoint my brother without being properly turned on.
What do you think? Relax. He's out of town on business.
Where?
New York, I think.
You think? What'd he say?
Oh, no, not exactly. He said he'd be gone for a couple of days. Why?
I'm curious. Always curious. Well, no brother, no tie. You ready?
Yeah, before we go, there's something I want to tell you. When Connie gave me her share of things, she did it thinking that I was your son. She didn't know that Jason was my father. No one did. I don't think she would have given me that much. I don't feel right keeping it. I want you to have your share.
What?
I'm transferring a third of it to you.
How much would that be?
$150 million, I guess. What is it? What?
I'm sorry. It's all I've been through. I didn't expect it. Your generosity.
A share of it was yours anyway.
I'm sorry. I wish things were different. I wish you were my son. But I can't accept this. And your father, at the very idea...
No, let me handle Jason. The papers are being drawn up. The transfer will be completed by the end of the week.
I don't know how to thank you.
I grew up with your picture on my dresser. You were in combat gear, a hero to me. You were my dad. Consider it a gift. See you downstairs.
Mr. Sung's suite, please. This is Parker. Tell your people they'll have their money at the end of the week. The whole $2 million. And enough left over for a rainy day.
Flew 10,000 miles right into a brick wall. Hoyt Parker's banker. The only link I've got between Parker and my brother. I was hoping as vice counsel here, you'd be able to apply a little pressure.
Why should I do that?
isn't it? Her next husband, consulting her last husband about her first. Oh, she's quite a woman. But she does have her flaws.
One of them being she left you for me.
She's known quite a few men besides you and me. I was well aware of that when I married her.
I'm sorry you're bitter.
I'm not bitter, Jason. Disappointed, perhaps. I couldn't give her what she was looking for. But then, I don't think she knows herself what she wants. You see, when it comes to men, the latest voice seems to be the most persuasive.
Well, I didn't come here to discuss her. I
still love her, you know. But I see her much more clearly now. Just as you may. Eventually.
Let's not waste each other's time. Will you help me?
There's nothing I can do about banking regulations in this country.
I guess I'll have to look someplace else. Roger.
Jason, you might start with Maya Kumara.
Kumara? Wasn't she married to...
As a dictator, he was a fool. But his wife is a very clever woman. Clever enough to escape the coup that killed him. She settled here. And she can tell you all you want to know about Hoyt Parker.
How well does she know him?
Intimately. She was his mistress.
Miles. You startled me. How long is this going to go on? You've hardly said 2 words to me for the last couple of days. If you're trying to punish me...
No. I've had a lot to think about. Us. Where we're heading.
Oh. You're going to ask for a divorce, right?
This is going to sound corny. But marriage has to be built on trust.
I know that. I realize that I've damaged that, Miles.
Yes, you have. First by telling me you couldn't have children, and then turning around and saying it was all a lie.
But you know the truth now. You know that I just did that because I was terrified of childbirth.
Well, let me finish. I also realize you wouldn't have lied unless your fear was pretty serious. It's about time you had someone on your side.
What are you trying to say? You forgive me?
There's nothing to forgive. There's a lot to understand. It's time I started trying.
I love you. I want to have your baby. I've been trying to get pregnant.
No, it's not important right now. Honestly.
No, it is. See, I know what it means to you, what you went through over Fallon's baby. That's why I'm trying to do this. For you. And I'm scared. You're gonna have to stick by me through this.
That's funny. I thought you were pretty tough.
I am pretty tough. Except for you. For you, I'm a pushover. But only for you. Yes?
I hope I didn't wake you.
Adrian. No. How can I help you?
Cash walked out on me again. Obviously, in your direction. So I was just thinking, I'd like to pass on a few things that I know that you might not know.
About what?
What Cash likes and how he likes it.
I'm not sure I know what you mean. He probably treats you with kid gloves, huh? Well, he's different with women he doesn't respect as much. Of course, that has its advantages. You get to know a real man. I think we better talk tomorrow. No, I want to give you a tip. Try stepping down off that pedestal. Cash likes that. He really likes that. Adrian, I beg you, don't do this to yourself. I want to share a few secrets with you. It's free. And I think Cash deserves to have all of his fantasies come true. You see? He thinks he wants a lady, but what he really wants is a whore.
What makes you think I'm interested in Hoy Parker?
Well, you're meeting with me, I thought you might want to locate him.
A lot of people would like to find Hoy Parker. Most of them for the same reason.
Political reason? Is that why he disappeared?
His disappearance has nothing to do with my late husband or any of the men in his government. Hoyt made a promise to some people you don't disappoint. A $2 million promise.
Something to do with his export business.
Export. He dealt in arms, Mr. Colby. Illegal arms and ammunition, which he purchased for the syndicate. He got the money up front, paid for the arms, but this time they never arrived. Most likely they were diverted to Angola.
And he couldn't refund his customers' money.
Where will he get $2 million? Money slipped through his fingers. He tried to borrow the money from me, but his credit was pretty stretched by then.
When did he disappear, exactly?
2 months ago. Ran out of me, among others. They thought he died in the crash. I did.
It killed my sister. She had exactly 2 million telexed into India just before that plane took off. Mr. Parker was not on board. I don't think the money was either.
Hoyt's strong suit was always his good timing. Perhaps he repaid his debt, at least to his associate.
I doubt it. Hoyt Parker came into the States about that time and invested exactly $2 million in my company. I've got to find out whether that was really my brother. All I've got so far is 2 signatures in the same handwriting.
I see. Mr. Colby, is this your brother?
No.
I saw the resemblance the minute you walked in.
May I borrow this, please? I'd like to take it back home and see what he has to say about it.
Why settle for half measures? I have a much better idea.
No, when we land in L.A., I'll go straight to the house. I hope you'll be there tonight. You and Phil. The whole family will be there.
Well, I'll tell him. I think you and I will have to talk tomorrow. I think Fallon has something planned.
Whatever it is, I wish you'd cancel it. I really need you at this dinner. Command performance, no kidding.
Well, if you put it that way, I'll be there. By the way, how was New York? I didn't get a chance to talk to you.
I'll tell you about it tonight. 8 o'clock at the house, then. Black tie. I'll see you then.
Okay. Just another minute. Henderson, Jeff. Let me speak to my wife. out with her real estate broker. Are you sure she said that? All right, thanks.
Well, it sounds so mysterious. Yes, Jason. I promise I'll be there.
Another promise to Jason.
You could have at least knocked.
Sorry. You're right about that.
But Jason wants us all up at the house tonight for dinner.
Well, when Jason whistles, everyone comes running. What about when I whistle?
No.
I want you to come away with me.
You're not serious.
You love me, Frankie. And you know it.
This isn't love. Please not.
I love you, Frankie.
Why did you have to come back? No, I mean it. Leave me alone.
Don't worry, Jason. I'll make sure everyone is there. Till then.
Mom?
Oh, Bliss. I was just calling Henderson to find you. Your father wants everyone to be at a little dinner that he's giving tonight.
I can't. I'm going to the theater. Colbys dancing the new pas de deux tonight.
And he'll be dancing it again. If you can leave early, you can go and see him afterwards. It's not often your father asks a favor of you.
All right, I'll be there. There's something I need to talk to you about.
Is anything the matter?
You've heard about the offer Colbys had from New York.
Yes. Isn't it exciting?
You've built the whole next season around him. Why would you let him out of the contract?
For the chance to build his own company. We're pretty grudging not to let him, don't you think? I wouldn't dream of standing in his way.
Kolya really feels indebted to you and Daddy for all you've done. He'd turn it down if you asked him.
But I've just told you. I wouldn't ask him. Or are you saying you'd want me to?
I don't want to stand in his way either.
Thank you, Bill. Something is wrong. Come on, what is it?
Everything's been so wonderful, the two of us working together. If he goes to New York, I'm afraid I'll lose him.
Darling, you can't tie him down. He came here for freedom.
I know it seems unfair of me.
You must let him be independent. That's the true test of a relationship. Believe me, it won't work any other way. You won't lose him if he goes. The way to do that is to make him stay.
Fallon.
I'm sorry, we're not open for business yet.
All right, what's going on? Your broker told me I could find you here.
Do you like this place? It's mine. I signed the lease this morning. This is a celebration. I was going to call you, but I figured you wouldn't want to share it with me.
You know, you're right. Because if you did ask me, I would have said no. That's how pig-headed your husband is. But you know something else? A year ago, I promised you that we would share everything. Good times, bad times, lease signing parties.
You mean it?
I'll even share your glass. To your new life, to your success, to us.
To you.
Promise me one thing.
Anything.
Next time, let me pick the champagne.
What do I owe this pleasure? Oh, my God, Adrian, what more do you want? You've got cash. You can stop with the midnight phone calls. He lives with you.
We pays the same cell, if that's your idea of living.
And as for helpful tips, let me give you one. Zach Powers is a killer and a user. He's using you.
Thank you, but I will choose my own friends. You're just afraid Zach will help me keep Scott.
If that's what he promised you, watch out. Because Zach doesn't do anything unless there's something in it for Zach.
He's the only person in this entire town who's had the decency or the kindness to offer me help. And I'll just bet he can't help. Or you wouldn't be so worried about him.
He's diabolical. If you're eating with Zach, you better use a long spoon.
You and Cash can conspire all you want. You're not going to scare me off him. I have my own friends in high places now.
No one is conspiring against you. I won't take Scott away.
No. You're right about that. You will never take Scott away from me. Never. You may be his natural mother, but when I adopted him, I got a piece of paper saying he belongs to me.
You adopted me? She's my mother?
Scott, let me explain, Scott, sweetheart.
Please.
Damn you. Damn you! Get out of here. Get out of here!
Hey, anything wrong?
No, everything's fine, now that you're back.
Well, you don't seem very glad to see me.
Yes, I am. Very glad. How was New York?
I didn't go to New York.
Where'd you go?
I'll tell you about it at dinner. I hope everything's ready.
Henderson's taking care of everything. What's the mystery?
No mystery. I'll tell you one thing. I should have listened to you from the start about a lot of things. Well, I'd better get changed. I'll see you up at the house. I want to thank you all for responding to my invitation tonight. This dinner is for Philip. We haven't had a chance to welcome him properly, and I wanted to understand how I feel about him. Thank you.
Absolutely. Here's to Uncle Philip.
Before we start the toasts, Jeff, I want you to understand, too.
Understand what?
Tonight. It'll be painful, but it's not meant to hurt, but to help. And it comes from love.
Jason, do stop talking in riddles.
Yes, I guess I am. Excuse me, we do have one other guest. I met this lady in Singapore. Her name is Miss Maya Kumara. This is my family.
Hello. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Hoyt Parker. So this is where you've been hiding yourself.